welcome back to Chessometrics. I'm the game Katerina Dolzhikova, and today I would like to show my game against Nino Batsiashvili and interesting moments which happens in our game. So let's go. That was a position which we've got. I play white, and here after knight d4 I thought that it's very interesting idea is knight g5, and it's possible take on g5, but I don't think it's a good move, yeah, because after rook take on f8, if the queen takes on f8, it's possible just bishop g5, and problems that the knight have go somewhere and white have a strong two bishops. So that's why after knight g5 I thought it's not so many good resources for black. Just if not take on g5, problem that next move came bishop h7. And then black find very nice move bishop e5. So it means that black sacrifice pieces back, but then take on g5. And in this way I have to take, I have no other way to go. And after knight e5 I take on e8. And then we get this position automatically after knight e6. And it seems like white have a fork and rook have no to go. But then bishop can get on d4 check, some schach, and if king h1, I think gets very nice idea after knight g3, take on g3 and rook take just on f1 and position just winning. So it comes like some interesting tactics idea after bishop to d4. That's why I have to take back with the knight, take back with on d4, and then I think that if white take just on f8, after rook f8, black just better, because the problem I cannot protect on c4 and I cannot protect on e2 square. For example, after c3, it really comes mate after knight e2, king h1 and rook f1 mate. So what happens then in the game? In the game I just get bishop on g5. It's, I think, nice move because the move gets winning some temp and attacking the rook on d8. And at some point, if rook takes on f1, I just take on f1 and still the rook under some attack. So in the game she got very nice move rook d5, and I think very logical comes next move. I take on f8, I make some schach and make another check, king just gets on d7, and after rook e7 it gets some critical moment, and I think that's my opponent blundered some idea. And I was really a bit surprised when my opponent make next move. So king get d6 square, and right move was king on c6. So okay, and now if you want to make your thought by yourself, please stop my video and think about 2-3 minutes why actually king d6 very bad move and why king c6 was really nice. So, okay, now we continue. Also, king d6, after this move, I can easily just take on g7. Why I can do it? You can say that, okay, knight goes to e6, some fork, but no, in this case, I have really e7 square for my bishop, and this is square with some checks, and the king have to go away. And after this, I have no fork, my rook can take on h7. So this is all option, and if king gets c6 square in this way, I cannot take on g7 because of the same move knight e6, and I just have no checks. It means that I can lose my piece. So after king d6, after this move, of course, I took on g7. Of course, knight e6 not anymore possible because will be a check, yeah, and I can win more than one pawn after rook h7. So that's why my opponent play rook e5, Nino play rook e5, and after this I think it's very nice idea. For example, if I make some really move with my bishop somewhere, bishop h4 for example, it comes some mate idea after knight e2 and rook e1. So that's why, of course, I have to be very just careful to play next move. That's why I play just h4. It's not only protect bishop, but also protect against knight e2. I have no mate, but also next move I can take on h7 because bishop on g5 protected by pawn h4. So she played h5, very logical move. She protected the pawn on h5, but then rook h7, and I think I can win this pawn on h5, rook h5, knight to d4. Yes, but now problem that the white not only have pawn up, but also these two pawns can just run to a queen, yeah? Okay, next interesting question comes now. Well, white have pawn up, also have two pawns which are free, which can be goes to a queen, but how to continue? If I play very slowly, I think that next plan for black just play c5, b5, c4 and so on, and maybe counterplay will be enough for black. So that's why I have to do something really fast. If I play king h2, then c5, for example, king g3, but then can be b5, and I think I need some 3-4 moves just to bring my pawns up to h8. So that's why I start very fast to play rook h8. Thus I need only my pieces in a game, rook somewhere on h8, bishop somewhere on e3, and then I can freely move my pawns up. c5 was in a game, bishop e3, king d5. And I think now Nino got the last chance. She bring all her pieces into the game. She bring all her pieces to try attack my king. This is the last resource in this position. So, of course, I have to be careful, but still, yeah, my goal to bring my pieces to a queen. So, h5 was in a game, knight h2, a2, some check, king, of course, on h2. Rook to e5, so I have to do something with my bishop, and I think the best way to my bishop, bring my bishop to h4 square. Why to h4? I explain, because on h4 square I wanna bring h6 later, but I cannot do when the bishop comes on d2, for example, because after h6 suddenly comes mate rook h5, yeah? That is the idea, of course. I was aware of this idea, that's why I wanted to make some prophylaxis to close this line with my bishop. So, okay, and after bishop f2, it was king on e4, bishop to g3, I take the rook on e5, and it means if knight takes on g3, I can king g3 take back, and I think this endgame will be really easily win by white, because I can bring h6, after check rook g5, I can, for example, king h3, and then just h6, and endgame easily won by white. So, okay, the game was rook g5, but then bishop to h4. I close this h line, yeah, I protect at last this line with my bishop. Rook have to go somewhere on e5, and then h6. After rook h5, nothing special, because now gets g3, everything protected, and easily technically winning part comes. After king e5 was g7, king to g6, but after rook e8, so that's a double attack. First attack on the knight e2, and secondly attack, of course, just to run a queen on h8. So that's why black have to take on h7, I took on e2, and of course endgame easily winning. So, okay, that was a game against Nino Batsiashvili, which I play in Bundesliga, and only one move, king d6 or king c6, can be the last move, the last mistake in the game. So take care when you play some position. Sometimes suddenly can be only one wrong move, and you cannot save anymore your game. So, okay, see you in next videos.